Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our third and final game today. We even got a little bonus game earlier when we got to see Team smash their opponents to make it into the round of 16. Here we are. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, folks. The round of 16. The big wigs are here. Team Tinker versus the new Team Revenge. They're tagged up as Not Today, or Team Not, if you will. Capital N, lowercase o, capital T. It is the same lineup, though. Mystico, Smash, Mihawk, Masoku, and Iwo. All names that we should recognize. We saw them in the TI4 qualifiers. We saw them in the Star Ladder qualifiers last season. And, of course, they didn't qualify for TI after some roster issues. So they're back at it, though. Hungry for blood and vengeance in the competitive scene, as it were. They'll have their work cut out for them. Still best of one. I know usually when tournaments get down towards the smaller rounds, we move into the BO3s. But no! The online portions of iLeague are all singleton best of ones. Elimination always on the line, folks, for the online portion. Let's take a look at the draft, though, and see what's going on. Oh, yeah, that caffeine's kicking in, and I'm feeling lively, feeling fresh. I'm really excited for this game for a couple of reasons. We got to cast both of the previous rounds of these two teams to see the kind of strategies they like to do, and it's a clash of the titans for sure. Brewmaster and Shadow Shaman banned out by the Monkey Freedom Fighters. Oh, and also a little update for information that y'all are interested about. We asked in the lobby chat, hello, friends. Was that Team Liquid tag on purpose? Was that fun? Were you just feeding the trolls? Is it official? Should we be making announcements? And Bulba said it was, quote, an accidental tagging. It was an accident, so I know y'all were going crazy. The new Team Liquid is here. I don't think they're here. Not yet, at least. They're back tagged up as the Monkey Freedom Fighters. Team Kappa, as they're supposed to be. All 5 of them are stand-ins. I like that. So, yeah, just a little bit of a mistag last game. Anyhow, we saw last game, Not Today, Team Smash, as I've been calling them. They went with the all-in push. They went Venomancer mid, kind of that signature Smash style, and they grabbed themselves the Shadow Shaman there for a little bit of that like Ward Cleave style. So a warranted first ban here. So usually you don't see Rasta banned out in 1-2, but I reckon they were watching the last game we just saw, and they don't want to deal with that push. And even more respect bans from that last game. We saw Not Today rocking the Ancient Apparition, and they do things a little differently with the AAA. The Veno AA, I think, doesn't work so well if you have those two heroes in the 4 and the 5. But if you give them some farm priority, whether it's a safe lane Ancient Apparition or the solo mid Veno, as they presumably did last game with Smash, you need to give one of them some farm priority, and then it can be ridiculous. You throw the poison on, you get those big shatters, and we saw a couple of those double, triple kill shatters towards the end of that last game. So the bans from the Monkey Freedom Fighters in a vacuum maybe seem a little weird, but in the context of what Not Today have been running, I think it makes a good bit of sense. But the South American champions, they'll take their time with their 3rd and 4th bans here. Sorry, I need just a moment here, folks. It's the one-man show. All right, Peruvian. Are they actually Peruvian? I think they are. I'm trying to. I know that. Crap, I'm forgetting all their names now. There are only a couple like really well-known South American teams, and I think there's the Brazilian team, and then I think 2 Peruvian teams. I think these guys are Peruvian, but I've forgotten. Can't remember. Anyhow, the Monkey Freedom Fighters did first pick the Razor. That is one of their signature heroes. That's kind of everybody's signature hero right now. But so far, every game that we've seen from Team Tinker that they've picked Razor, it has been on the one position in the hands of Excalibur in the safe lane. We saw it last game against that Axe, which was kind of funny. Axe did get a solo kill on Razor, but then Steve got vengeance and chopped him down at least twice and got a couple of solo kills as well. So we'll most likely see Razor in that role, but look at these respect bans. That's a 4th ban Veno, one of the Smash signature heroes with the solo mid ward build. It's annoying to play against, and they're really taking X Revenge out of their element here. I like these bans coming out from Team Tinker. The Monkey Freedom Fighters, they know what's going on. They know what's good in the hood. So Doom, Faceless Void, a very scary opener for Team Not Today, but I worry a little bit here. I hope they have a plan, because I think those 3 bans that we see there after the brew were probably heroes that they were considering, and all 3 of them work very well with the Faceless Void, as we saw in that. Well, we didn't see it in the last game, but they work very well with Faceless Void. Easy setup, and then you've got roster wards to push with. And we've seen sometimes where teams get too meta-y, where they draft these really good heroes that are good, but they don't synergize together. And Doom and Void are 2 such heroes. They're the makings of what could be a really scary lineup, but they have to build the rest of this draft accordingly. Luckily, they've got some flexibility, though. It could be a Doom solo mid. Team Not is one such team that likes to do things a little bit differently with their lanes, and they certainly will switch things up and try and catch their opponents off guard. A little bit of that kind of what Fnatic used to be like with that Flare, where they would draft straightforward things, but every so often you just see these kind of crazy lanes. You know, safe lane Storm Spirit, solo mid Wisp, just to throw you off. But we see the Death Ball strategy starting to unfold before our eyes. Death Prophet, the 3rd choice for Not today. You're going to learn today. Or maybe not today, as it were. But now they've got some damage, a little bit of pushing power. Doom, if he goes for that kind of more aura-based, like position 3 Doom, rotate into the jungle, get yourself like the Mech Vlads, Assault Kuros, synergizes quite well with the push. The auras, of course, buff up everybody else to do some damage inside the Chronosphere. And there's the Bane. So Monkey Freedom Fighters probably angling for a 4th pick Mirana here. No big surprise about that. This is a very similar draft to what we saw in the last game. They've been running a lot of Earthshaker recently. Nice deny pick from Not Today. I think that was a pretty obvious one. I'm curious why they picked the Bane first. That makes me wonder. I have a sneaky suspicion that could have been bait. I think the Monkey Freedom Fighters were trying to bait out that Mirana. Or possibly not. But I think it's more likely that Not Today would have picked Mirana here because she synergizes at least somewhat with the Void, can dump a little damage into the Chronosphere, a bit more than the Bane does. And I don't think they would have been as likely to grab the Bane. And even if they did, you can always just grab the Shadow Demon or the Wraith King or any other sure stun for Mirana to set up an arrow with when paired with the Earthshaker. So I don't know. I feel like Bulba would have saw that coming if they really wanted the Mirana. That makes me wonder if that was just some bait. But still a very similar draft to what we saw last game. Viper, Razor, Earthshaker, Bane. 4 of the 5 heroes that the Monkey Freedom Fighters were running. I see somebody asking in chat, I want to watch this in the client. For fuck's sake, you can. It's free. There's no, oh, there is a, it's listed under events, but you can watch for free. You can check it out, man. I believe you can, at least. That's what I was told.
Reserve time.
I know I can, but that's because I have the ticket. I think you can watch for free, though. I feel like one of the admins told me that. I might be lying. Actually, we'll strike that from the record. Now I'm not positive. He might have been saying that in the context to the... Now that I think back, he might have been saying that to the casters. Like, oh, you have a ticket, so you can just cast off of it if you don't make it into the lobby. Maybe the ticket... Actually, the ticket isn't free. I think I lied completely. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Final bands coming out, though. Invoker and Skywrath, 2 pretty straightforward heroes that don't need much introduction. Skywrath synergizes well with the Void, as we've seen time and time again. And the Invoker, well, plenty of players on the Dire side that can handle the Invoker. And they do need a mid-hero here, possibly. They could offlane the Viper, but I don't think they're going to. I think Monkey Freedom Fighters are angling for an offlaner here. They could look for a Nature's Prophet still in the pool. Tide, another hero that would have worked well, who's been banned out. Centaur as well. Darkseer could possibly be an option. We haven't seen Team Tinker run any Darkseer quite yet. They've been running a lot of Void off lane. They did a Mirana off lane. They'll have to do something a little different here unless they opt for the Nature's Prophet.
10 seconds remaining.
But time will tell. 5 seconds left. Not today. With this final pick, they need another support, and it will be the Rubik. Okay. Rubik, always a good hero against the Bane. Fiend's Grip, one of the easiest spells in the game to steal, unless, of course, Rubik is the one being Fiend's Gripped. Earthshaker, some great spells to steal. Same with the Razor. A good game for the Rubik pick here. And he synergizes very well with the Mirana. Sets up for very easy arrows. So they'll probably lane this with Death Prophet mid. That's probably your smash hero. The off lane Void, Mirana, Rubik in a safe lane, and then Doom in the jungle, I think makes a lot of sense. They could also try a position 1 Doom with Mirana as a support in a tri-lane, Void in the off lane, or they could do a position 1 Void with Doom in the off lane. There's a ton of flexibility here for Team Not. Not today. Monkey Freedom
10
Fighters.
seconds
Which
remaining.
offlaner are you going to take? I think it's going to be Furion. I think that's their safe choice here.
5 seconds remaining.
No, the Wraith King. Woo! A Sing Sing Wraith King at that. Is this an offlane Wraith King? On Dire? Maybe they'll aggro try. That could be what they're angling for here. No, okay. They're going to go aggro try, I think, with the Wraith King, Bane, and Earthshaker, and then put the Viper, or put the Razor in a solo safe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they're going to land it. No need to guess as we're in the game, and we'll see how it unfolds momentarily here. But both sides with flexibility in the laning stage, and we'll see how it settles down. Doom will start boots first with a set of tangos, and generally that is the off-lane Doom style of play. It is Mihawk on him, so stands to reason it will be the off-lane Doom with a safe lane Void farming away. It will be a 5-hero invade from Team Kappa, Team Tinker. A little surprised to see that they didn't pick the Meepo. Tinker was banned out, Meepo was not. But just not the right game for it, I suppose. They picked up that Earthshaker. I thought maybe they were angling for the Meepo. Maybe, but they also just really like the Earthshaker. Uh-oh. Ewo. Ewo. Time walk back to safety. He'll survive. And wow, look at this hammer. This thing is awesome. The Void Hammer. This thing is sick. Wow. Primal form of the Tentacular Time Lord. Man, there's some sick cosmetic this guy's got. I want this thing. I would play Faceless Void a lot more if I had that awesome charged hammer. That thing's sick nasty. Let's look at the ward placement here. We've got a Dire lane ward coming down pretty far back in the lane. Usually you'll see that ward come over maybe this much. Why can't I draw on the menu out? There we go. Like somewhere like right here. So it gives you vision of the whole tower, and you can see when people move into the trees here. You can see when they move into the trees back here. So kind of an interesting lane ward. Makes me wonder if Team Kappa have something up their sleeve. Maybe they'll move forward and try and be a little more aggressive, cut the lane, or if maybe they just dropped it a little far forward. We'll see. Interesting, though. Slightly different placement from what we're accustomed to. Radiant wards have come down. They've got an observer here to get a little bit of rune control on the bottom spot, and they've got a ward here on the high ground on the Dire side of the river in the mid. Haste rune to get things started. Pycat will pick it up, and whoa. Oh. So let's introduce some players here and see what's going on. On the Radiant side, we have Team Not Today. Team Smash, as I've been calling them, X-Revenge, as it were. Ewo playing on the position 1 Faceless Void here in the bottom lane. Mystico on the support Rubik, joining his buddy Void, and they're also joined by Masoku on the support Mirana. Uh-oh, we see a ping coming out on Pycat as he rotates down. We'll hold the introductions as we could see a skirmish break out. It is a tri-lane on tri-lane here. Smash in the mid on the Death Prophet, and up top that does leave us with Mihawk on the off-lane Doombringer. Now Dire side, they will do a bit of the aggro Crag tri-lane. Sing Sing on the position 1 Wraith King. Pycat on the support Bane, and Bulba supporting on Earthshaker once again here in the bottom lane. In the mid, that leaves Koikva on Viper the second time today, and Excalibur, safe lane Razor, but this time he's going to be solo instead of the tri-lane built around him. So we see some similarities and some differences here from Team Tinker. The biggest difference is the Sing Sing on, well, I get he's still kind of the, it gets weird here. Excalibur is still the position 1, but Sing taking more of this farming role instead of where he has been in the traditional offlane. This is the first time we've seen this with Sing Sing. We'll see initiation onto Masoku here. And not enough for a kill, but they do harass him back. Nightmare on the Bane. And uh-oh, Sing Sing gets telekinesis right into an arrow. Does connect. Do they have the damage to bring him down, though? Ewo with a time walk available. He'll connect with a time lock. And that's your first blood. Masoku draws the bonus gold. And Team Kappa off to a rough start with their aggro try. So as I was mentioning, this is the first time we've seen this. Every game we've casted so far of Team Tinker, it has been Sing Sing in the solo offlane. They have yet to try building this tri-lane around him aggressively. And not off to a great start. It is a little bit of an awkward tri-lane. They have a lot of stuns, but I don't see exactly where Bane fits in. Maybe they were just angling for that Mirana pick, and it was a little bit of a misstep in the draft / good read from Not Today. But where does this Bane fit in? He goes Nightmare first. But what's he setting it up for? I guess fissures, I guess other stuns to follow up. But now this is rather disastrous. Sing Sing with only 3 CS under his belt. Ewo farming very well, 12 and 9 with his tri-lane. Unfortunately, he wasn't the one to draw the first blood, but that assist will help him out with this farm quite a bit. Certainly expect this Void to be pretty big. The mid lane going pretty well for Team Tinker. Koikva sitting 18 and 4 against the 12 and 1 Death Prophet. Most of that is just the Viper advantage. Hard to last hit against. Very good laner. DP, not bad, but not great. Viper definitely has an advantage here. Pycat will get telekinesed almost into an arrow, but will sidestep it and survives to tell the tale. So these supports leaving the lane will give Sing Sing a little more room to pick up some farm. Actually throws a Wraithfire Blast out on a Faceless Void. Bit of harassment and also just secures a creep kill for himself. Desperately trying to find any farm that he can after that rocky start. Top lane, though, going way in favor of Team Tinker. Mihawk 3-1 against the 18-6 Excalibur. Steve tearing it up with the Razor, really becoming one of his signature heroes. We've seen this more than I think of all the Team Tinker games we've seen. It's been Excalibur on Tinker and Razor. We saw Tinker one game, he's been banned out every other, and now it's just all about the Razor. You have to burn a Tinker ban right away, so it usually opens up for a Razor pick, and here you go. Oh, I see some synergy now. Nightmare with the static link. Get some of those charges built up. Mihawk in big trouble. No armor on him. Scorched Earth will help buy him some time. The boots coming in handy, but just not fast enough. Excalibur does have some speed on him. Pycat path blocking him, unfortunately. And Mihawk will actually survive. The Scorched Earth worth its weight in gold right there. And even having that Unholy Aura coming in handy. In a lane such as this, the ideal creeps for Doom are going to be something that gives you armor or something that gives you regen. So really the big Satyr or the Ice Ogre, I think, are what the Doom is hoping for. And he got one of them. So his laning presence is better than it could be, and at least he's getting experience. Doom is level 5, and that's half the game of an off-lane Doom. Just getting the ultimate up pretty much as quickly as possible. But this Razor will be a force to be reckoned with. We'll probably see that classic Razor build Excalibur's been going for, the mech into the Ags, and then eventually into the Refresher if the game goes on long enough. Aquila, and probably the Power Treads. Oh, rotation coming out from the Dire. Team Tinker smoked up. Pycat and Bulba hungry for blood. They'll find a fissure. Pycat on the other side of it with a Nightmare ready, but doesn't matter. Easy kill for Excalibur, stealing all that damage. The 1-3-1. Very standard stuff coming out of the Razor, but damn is it potent. And that'll level it out, one apiece. Checking in on the bottom lane here, supports have started moving around the map for both sides of the coin. Radiant rotating towards mid to try and pick on Koikva, and we just saw that gank up top. Sing Sing, only 9-1, but he's at least getting something now. Void can't solo kill him, at least not until level 6. So Sing doing what he can, trying to get into the double digits of CS. Ewo having a field day, though. 27-18, 1,400 gold up on him. He may well be pooling for the Hand of Midas, and I think this would be an okay game to get away with it. Late game carry advantage will go in favor of the Radiant side, I think, with the Doom, the Void, and then that tertiary carry in the Mirana. I think they should have the late game on lockdown. Razor and Viper don't scale particularly well, but they can hold their own if farm allows. So I think if not want to try and take this late, they should go for the Hand of Midas, but no, he goes straight for the Maelstrom. Slightly different Void build as well. The three most common Void builds we'll see is Hand of Midas opener, Ags opener, like rush the Ag Scepter for that low cooldown, or just go straight into damage. Mask of Madness into Maelstrom, something like that. We'll hold that thought as Smash gets initiated on here. Sing Sing starts it off, and Viper Strike makes it an easy kill. Nowhere for Smash to go. And 2-1 here, as Team Kappa get another kill up on the scoreboard. Doom will retreat into the jungle, and he ends up grabbing his Arcane Boots. So it appears he will be doing more of this kind of position 3 supporty style Doom where he grabs some auras. He may end up being the mech carrier here. Death Prophet, sometimes a mech carrier if farm allows, but now that she's taken a tumble, I don't know how plausible that'll be, though Mihawk's farm isn't particularly great either. Anyhow, an interesting build from Ewo. You don't see the Maelstrom first too frequently, and he's committed to it. He's got the recipe now.
Top tower is under attack.
Not that the Maelstrom rush is bad. It's just more common if you see this carry damage Void. Almost always you'll see that Mask of Madness come out first. Part of it is the timing. You can farm it so quickly that you'll have your Chronosphere. You can get the Mask of Madness pretty darn fast, and you can do a lot of damage. But wow. So he grabs the Maelstrom and then goes back for the Midas recipe. And then he'll pick up the Midas once he has enough gold for the gloves. Very odd item trajectory for Ewo. A little bit of indecision there. Will slow down his Midas timing. He could have it now, but this pesky critter right here, slowing him down quite a bit. That would be his Midas right now. I mean, ultimately, it's only going to slow him down maybe a minute and a half, but every second counts. That's a Midas rotation. That is a little bit of lost experience. Not maximum efficiency for sure. But we won't harp on it too much. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, DP, 35 CS compared to the 52 of Qualifers. So still maybe, I mean, Smash is a pretty damn good mid player. He's doing okay. He's holding his own. But per usual, Qualifers getting scary nice and quick. Mech will be on the way. Has the headdress already complete. More standard stuff coming out of Team Tinker. Mech into Ags, into Manta. Nothing crazy about it. Standard Viper. Let's take a glance at the graph, see what's going on. Team Tinker, 750 gold lead, 1,500 experience lead. So some of that coming out of that extra hero kill, and also just finding more efficiency. That is kind of the name of the game. They tend to be just more efficient around the map than their opponents, at least so far in this tournament. That's what we've seen consistently. Victory in the lanes and just better stacking, pulling, and farming around. So even if there isn't a huge kill disparity, generally speaking, Team Tinker has pretty solid farming mechanics. Hand to Midas now up on the Void, so Ewo will start to skyrocket in terms of farm. We can look at the net worth here and see where he fares. And just nipping at the heels of the Viper. And slightly ahead of Old Razor there in the safe lane. Sing Sing now level 6, of course, has the reincarnation coming up. He'll probably skill it pretty soon here. But a milestone for the Wraith King. Makes him a lot harder to pick on when you have to kill him twice. And he's at least finding a baseline of farm now. 1,200 gold up on him. He'll move to the secret shop, and there are the power treads. So Sing finding some recovery here. Doom really got off to a slow start. He seemed to be doing all right, but now it's kind of rough stuff. He opts to pick up the War Stomp. He has the mana pool to support it. Only 100 mana on that. But Mihawk has just not been very active with his ultimate. Usually when Dooms hit level 6, you want to try to utilize the ulti as much as you can to create some space for your team and secure some kills. Kill two birds with one stone, shut somebody down on the other team, and create some space. We'll see this in the mid lane here as Ewo connects with Qualifers. Chronosphere comes out, Smash pops the ulti as well. There's your Doom onto Sing. He's in the front lines. That'll pop the ultimate. Not the ideal target to pop the Doom on. Faceless Void falls. Mihawk in big trouble as the Viper Strike comes out as well. It's a 2-0. Smash gets stunned, and he's about to get smashed as well. Make it a 3-0 as Pycat joins the party as well. Disastrous for not today. Maybe a bit overzealous. All the while, Steve, just in the top lane, will secure a tier 1 tower as well, so it's a 3-0 plus a tower kill. We'll see a huge dip in the gold graph, and yeah, now upwards of 3,000, 4,000 experience in the favor of the Dire. Disastrous.
Top tower is under
now, I like the idea. I think Not Today had the right idea. They get the big ultimates, Chronosphere online, Exorcism, Doom. Take a team fight. That's your time to shine. What you don't need to do is dive a tier 1 tower for a Viper with power treads and a buckler. He's just too damn tanky. Doom on the Wraith King, who still has an ultimate. Possibly the worst target he could have doomed there. I hate to harp on it, but you saw it. The Doom didn't even go full duration. Because the Wraith King died, he comes right back up. Now, if it disabled his ultimate, then it would be an awesome Doom. But unfortunately, it doesn't do that. So sure, you proc the reincarnation, but you know, if you doom a support, maybe if you doom the Viper, anyone else possibly secures a kill. So a little sloppy from the South American team here, and boy, do they pay for it. Oh, that Coldgraph didn't even update all the way. 4,500 gold, 5,000 experience here at only the 11-minute mark. Down bottom, Sing Sing almost in some trouble. Ewo comes in. Bobo with the dunk. That's the end of the Faceless Void. That'll make it 6-1 here as we pass the 12-minute mark. Ewo thinking he could go blow for blow with the Wraith King, and he was certainly right. But he didn't factor in the Bulba factor. The slam dunk with the creeps. More than enough damage to lock down the Faceless Void. At least he has the Hand of Midas, so he can start to farm and try to recover. He desperately wants that Maelstrom. I think that recipe is still just sitting on the courier. Yeah, it's just flying around. You know. Just cruising, getting those recipes. That's just wasted gold. It's literally wasted gold. He'll eventually be able to use it, but right now it's giving Void nothing. If he had that extra gold right now, he could have had the Midas earlier, have a little extra gold. He could have had his power treads. I don't know that it would have been enough to save him there, but maybe that extra 8 strength, it's a possibility. Those little things make all the difference in Dota. But we will see. Team Tinker start to pressure this tier 1 tower mid. Arrow flies through, will be off the mark, as Not Today make a rotation. Supports on the Dire, rotating over. Sing Sing looking for a Wraithfire Blast. Does get fogged as Masoku hops to the low ground. Now Pycat coming around. Still not level 6, doesn't have a Fiend's Grip, but they'll go in on to Smash. More than enough damage to bring him down. That's a dead Death Prophet to start off the fight. Viper Strike onto Mystico. Quakeful gets Telekinesis, but that's more than enough damage, and they'll bring him down. Even the Fiend's Grip burned as Pycat hits level 6 following that first kill. Tier 1 tower in the mid falls, and Team Kappa take another successful team fight. They did pick off the Razor, though. I was tunnel visioning a little bit on the Rubik there, but Steve did take a tumble, so it is a 2-for-1, but still the tower falls, and Team Tinker take a successful team fight. Ewo, tiny little bit of room to farm down here in the bottom lane. Oh, look, now he's got a legendary axe. He's got a Battle Fury. He had a charged hammer earlier. What happened? Where'd it go? Well, it looks like another skirmish may break out down here. Dunk not available for Bulba, but the blink is up on Sing Sing. They hop onto Ewo. Silence comes out from the DP, but Faceless Void gets dropped. Smash burns the Exorcism. Looking for a team fight. Bulba throws the fissure, isolates Mystico. Now Smash. They know Bulba's in the trees. Still 20 seconds on the Echo Slam. They find him. He gets stunned up. The stolen Wraithfire Blast to start it off. Bulba falls. Excalibur now joins the party. Pings are coming out. And it looks like Team Tinker want the wraparound. No Fiend's Grip quite yet. Sing still without the ultimate. And a few mana short of the Wraithfire Blast. But he'll have it in just a moment here. And maybe they can find another fight. Smash his ultimate expiring now. Sing Sing looking for the stun. He will find it, but just a little too late. Ewo comes forward. Ultimate on 2. Mystico steals the plasma field. Do they have the damage to bring down Excalibur? They're chopping him, but he's just too damn tanky. Ewo, time walk forward. There's the mech from Koikba. Steve survives. They turn it around onto Mystico. Viper's just got too much damage. Doom comes out on him, but the supports have already fallen. Now they go on to Pycat. On the other side of the fight, Ewo getting chased down. Wraithfire Blast will be enough to secure the kill. Excalibur still alive. It's a 3-for-0. The remaining heroes on Not Today on the retreat, but Mihawk not looking so good. Blink forward from Sing Sing, looking for the path block, and he'll find it. Fissure in the trees, 4-for-0 trade. As the Dire team completely clean it up, and they'll get a tower. They'll be rewarded for their troubles. And Team Tinker living up to the hype here as they dominate over Team Smash. Not today. 10,000 gold, upwards of 10,000 experience. Bulba, 2/3 of the way to the Blink Dagger. Arcane Boots now up on the Bane. Obviously, the mech on Koikba, saving Excalibur in that fight. Now well on his way to the Ag Scepter, only 1,300 gold away. Not today, still struggling to get those core items up. Void going for the Hand of Midas has yet to really pay dividends. Unfortunately for Ewo, he's just died too many times. 0-4-1. 71 CS is okay, but not great. And he's going to walk right into the danger zone again. Fiend's Grip on him. This should be enough to bring him down. Get out of here, Char. We got to see this. Ewo, make it 5. Koikva adds another one to the scoreboard. Long-range Fiend's Grip from Pycat makes it an easy, easy kill for the Dire side. 14-3 as we approach the 16-minute mark. And this bottom tier 2 tower will most likely take a tumble. Now, there is a glyph available. Maybe Not Today could go for a hold, but no Doom, no Exorcism. Instead, they'll just go for a tower exchange. I think it's the right call here. Tier 1 for Tier 2, never ideal. Will they even be able to get this tower? I don't know. Team Tinker, I think they could mount a defense here. They certainly can. No glyph available, so the tower will fall, but they'll TP in. They want to fight. Excalibur to start things off. Plasma Field, they need an interrupt. There's the long-range fissure, and Smash will not survive. They stun him in the trees. Moonlight Shadow flies. They've got a sentry. They're ready for it. And Tier 1 for Tier 2 exchange, and still Team Tinker find a 1-for-0 hero trade out of it. Sing Sing now working towards the Blade Mail. And Excalibur well on his way to the Ag Scepter. Ogre Club, point booster, and 700 gold to boot. Now they'll group up, and this Tier 2 tower up top will be in big, big trouble. Now, following that tower exchange, Doom has completed his mech, so that's something. But there's already been that disparity in mech timings, and the damage has been done to some degree. It's not over yet. Not Today. Still have a chance to turn this one around, but they need to do something and something quick to start regaining momentum here in this game. Tier 2 tower in the top will fall. No deny, no real defense mounted. There was even a glyph available on the Radiant side. Oh, no, there wasn't. Pardon me. That's the Dire. Oh, no, they do have a glyph. Huh. Yeah. I mean, you could at least glyph it and hope for the deny here. Maybe they're trying to save the glyph for Rax, but I don't know. Glyph is one of those things. You usually don't see teams pooling their glyph cooldown too often. Just use it. That's what it's there for. But now, last outer tower remaining for Not Today. Looks like they won't be defending too many towers today. Arrow does connect onto Koikva, but there's a lot of support nearby. Fiend's Grip is available. Sing Sing has an ultimate, as does Excalibur. Basically, every ultimate available here except the Exorcism and the Moonlight Shadow. Exorcism coming up. Sing Sing hopping forward, zoning out Smash as they secure the tower kill, and that'll be it. 6-1 in total tower count. Ewo in the bottom lane trying to find some farm. 2,000 gold up on him. But there's the long-range Fiend Grip. TP coming in. Can they bring him down? Bulba, he should have plenty of damage. Doesn't even need the dunk. Once again, Bane Elemental countering the Faceless Void with that Fiend's Grip. Ewo just not reacting fast enough and concedes a pretty unnecessary death right there. As soon as you see him backing up and you're pushing into the tower, you got to wonder, are they coming for me? Probably. I'm the only one they could come for. Oh, boy. 322, guys. The dream is real. This could be the second game that Tinker almost achieved 322. They almost had it the other day, but not quite. Doom comes out on Koikva, but he gets off the Viper Strike first. Moonlight Shadow deployed. Pycat coming forward. Throws the Nightmare out onto Smash. But it looks like Team Tinker don't want to commit for this. On the high ground here, we do see Excalibur getting converged upon. They will have the damage to bring him down. Razor falls, but they lose their Rubik right after. Now Sing Sing in the front lines, trying to return as much damage as he can. Mihawk will just TP out. And Masoku, he'll get caught by the Nightmare. Should be an easy kill on the Mirana. Yep, can't even leap. And they will trade their position 1 Razor for the 2 supports of the Radiant side. Not ideal for Team Tinker, but a lot of ultis used there. Not the Chronosphere, but it might not matter because they find Ewo. He time walks back to safety. He has a Chrono to try and get away. Bulba had a dunk as well as a fissure. Oh, man, if he could have been there in time, I think they would have had the damage to bring the Void down. At least the stun locks to drop him, even with the Chrono off cooldown. Pycat having one hell of a game here. 4-0 and 8 on the Bane. Mihawk gets caught in the Nightmare. Viper Strike. Plenty of damage to follow up. That's a dead Doombringer. And we now have a 5v4 on the field as Team Tinker press forward and look to chip away at the first Tier 3 tower of the game. Ewo with a Chronosphere available, but there's no Exorcism for another 40 seconds. So they could possibly take a fight here. They being Team Tinker. Big silence from Smash, but Excalibur already with the ultimate on. Has an Aghanim Scepter. Steve eats an arrow to the face. Smash comes out, throws out the Crypt Swarm. A fair bit of damage. Sing Sing still with an ultimate available, but out comes the mech. Eye of the Storm still on. Only about half of it is ticked down, so they can push into this tower for a bit of chip damage. But with that, Team Tinker, they won't press their luck, and they'll back out. Perhaps angling for a Roshan. Looks like they're headed towards the pit. Pycat just stocking up on sentries now to deal with the Moonlight Shadow. And any other item progression, Viper and Razor with their Ag Scepters now, and Bulba working on a Force Staff. So items continuing to pop into the inventories of the Dire team as they move into the Roche pit here at the 20-minute mark. Let's take a look at ward coverage, and the Radiant side, only wards down are right here. Very aggressive warding given how far behind they are and how turtled up. Ward that's not really going to do a hell of a lot for you. You do have some vision up here at the top rune, but they seem suspicious that Roshan could be under attack. No minus armor on Team Tinker, so they can't take this down too quickly. Smoke from Not Today. This could be a big clash. Chronosphere available, as is the Exorcism. Void hops forward. Chronosphere on 3. Sing Sing in trouble. He has the ultimate. They go for Excalibur. Doom pops the ulti as well. They will be able to bring down the Razor, it looks like. Or will they? Met keeps him alive, at least for now. Death Prophet and Rubin, they're first to fall. The Razor goes down, but falls the Faceless Void. Mihawk, the only one left alive. It's a full 5-man wipe going the other way. All they trade is the ultimate of Sing Sing and Steve once again for all 5 heroes of Not Today. And I think that was their big last stand. They may not tap out yet, but big opportunity there, and they couldn't capitalize on it. Their team is just too damn squishy. Void got off the Chrono, but where was the follow-up damage? Sure, the Exorcism was there. It does a bit of damage, but it's just not bursty enough. DP is so squishy. We talked about earlier when we saw the Death Prophet go for the Power Treads. One of the more common Death Prophet builds you'll see is Phase Boots, into the drums, then into Yules. And I commented earlier, you can't do the Phase Boots into Yules. You can, but it's really risky. DP is just too damn squishy. Sure, you're fast, you're cruising around, but at this stage in the game, she's sub 1,000 hit points, man. You just jump on her and she dies. Look at this, front and center right here. She got the Yules, nice disjoint. But to what avail? Ewo just gets dropped. Koikva coming in. Smash gets caught in the Fiend Grip. Obliterated in a matter of seconds. Mihawk, similar story, just not enough armor on him. They chop him down at 3-0 as they dive the base. Nightmare onto Masoku. The Rubik gets cleaned up, and it's an easy 5-0 exchange. There's the GG, well played from Smash. And Team Tinker move on to the round of 8 as they eliminate X-Revenge here in the I-League Open. What a game. 429, the 322 dream was real, but dreams were crushed as Team Tinker just dominate their way to victory. Oh, how unfortunate. Not today, just never got momentum that game. Faceless Void going for the Chrono, or going for the, the Hand of Midas. He still never went for the Maelstrom. I still don't know what that recipe was all about. First thing he bought after Boots was a Maelstrom recipe. But then he went back and bought the Midas recipe, then went Hand of Midas, and then went into a Mask of Madness and Power Treads, and just never used the Maelstrom recipe. I mean, it's not that expensive. It's not too much gold, but it's enough. You know, there were times when he died without the Power Treads where maybe that extra bit of strength could have saved him. I don't know. Food for thought. But another very impressive performance from Team Tinker. Koikva, 11-0-10 on Viper, dominating the mid lane, and Bane, 5-0-13. Pycat with another beautiful performance, just moving around the map, setting up kills in every lane, and just helping out his team. Such a solid roaming support. That wraps up our coverage today, though, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here on BTS1. I am Zyori, slated to solo cast. David Parker is stricken with tonsillitis, so he is out of commission for at least another week or so on bed rest and trying to rest the voice. So he's not casting, and all the other BTS members are still on vacation. So I'm holding down the helm here, solo casting. Sorry if that is not to your liking, but it is what it is, guys. At least we've got some coverage of the I-League Open, and we've had some fun matches at that. Of course, you can follow me on social media if you've been enjoying my coverage, at Zyori TV on Facebook and Twitter if you're so inclined, and make sure you give Beyond the Summit some love as well, at Beyond the Summit on Twitter and Facebook also. That's it for us today, though, guys. We've got plenty more I-League coverage coming up for the next few days. Same place, same time, BTS1, 4 a.m. PST, 7 a.m. EST, and what is that, 1 p.m. CEST, something like that, middle of the afternoon for you European folks. That's it for me, though, guys. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.